I took a DNA test for fun, and it told me I had a twin. I wasn't searching for secrets, but hidden in those results was a sibling I never knew existed. My hands trembled. I called my mom, and she went silent. This wasn't just about ancestry, it was about the life I thought I knew, and the truth they'd been hiding. In this video, I'll show you who I found, what my family kept from me, and how one test rewrote everything. I never expected anything life-changing when I ordered that DNA kit. I just wanted to know a little more about where I came from. It seemed like a harmless curiosity: swab your cheek, seal it in the box, and send it off. Nothing dramatic. The hardest part was waiting. Weeks passed. I'd almost forgotten about it when the email finally landed in my inbox: "Your results are ready." My heart jumped a little, but I told myself not to expect much. Probably just percentages, maybe a distant cousin somewhere. When I clicked the link, the first part looked normal: a breakdown of my heritage, countries, percentages. I scrolled casually. Then I saw something I didn't understand. Under DNA matches there was a label: sibling. And not just a sibling, it said full sibling, twin probability, extremely high. I stared at the screen, convinced it had to be an error. My chest tightened, my pulse hammered. I read the words again, slower this time, but they didn't change. According to science, I had a twin. And in that moment, I knew my family had been keeping something from me. According to science, I had a twin. But if that was true, why had no one in my family ever mentioned it? I sat frozen, staring at the screen. The words full sibling, twin felt unreal, like I had stumbled into someone else's story. I refreshed the page 3 times, but it stayed the same. My throat went dry. The first call I made was to my mom. She picked up, cheerful, asking how my day was. I didn't waste time. I told her the test showed I had a twin. There was silence on the other end. Not confusion, not laughter, silence. I pressed again, and her voice cracked when she finally spoke. She told me I shouldn't believe everything I see online, that mistakes happen. But her tone gave her away. I knew instantly she was hiding something. That night I barely slept. My mind kept replaying the possibilities. Had I been lied to my whole life? Was my twin out there, alive, unaware of me too? I opened the DNA site again, studying the profile linked to mine. A name. A location. A person who was real, breathing, and carrying the same blood as me. I realized then, if my family wouldn't give me answers, I'd have to find them myself. Her silence told me more than her words ever could. And I realized, the answers I needed might tear my family apart. Quick pause: if you're still watching, you're hooked. Hit subscribe so you don't miss more true stories like this. Now, back to the moment everything changed. I sat at my desk with their profile open, my hands hovering over the keyboard. It felt unreal. This wasn't a stranger. This was someone who shared my DNA, someone who should have been part of my life from the beginning. I typed a message, erased it, typed again. How do you tell someone you might be their twin? Finally, I settled on simple words: "Hi, I think we need to talk. The DNA test says we're siblings." My finger hesitated over the send button, then I pressed it. Hours dragged. Every phone vibration made my chest tighten. Then, a reply: "I saw the same result. I was hoping you'd reach out." We exchanged cautious messages at first: where we grew up, little details about our lives. The similarities were undeniable. We looked alike in the photos we shared. Even small habits, like how we both doodled in the margins of notebooks, lined up too perfectly. As the chat continued, one truth settled over me: this wasn't just a glitch. This was real. And the more we talked, the clearer it became: the secret wasn't ours. It belonged to the people who had raised us apart. We agreed to finally meet in person. I didn't know if I was about to gain the sibling I'd always missed, or uncover a deeper betrayal. The more I spoke with my twin, the heavier my questions grew. Why had no one told us? Why were we raised apart? I needed answers, and the only place to get them was home. I sat my parents down, the DNA results printed in front of me. My voice shook, but I asked directly, "Why didn't you ever tell me I had a twin?" My mom looked at my dad, and for a long time neither spoke. Then the truth began to spill. We were born together, but at the time, my parents couldn't afford to raise two children. Family pressure, financial struggles, and fear drove them to give one child to a relative who lived in another city. They told themselves it was the best chance for both of us. They promised to explain when we were older. But years passed, the secret grew heavier, and the courage to confess never came. Hearing it out loud broke something inside me. I felt betrayed, like my whole life had been built on a lie. But alongside the anger was something else, relief. At least now I knew the truth. And the person I thought I'd lost was alive. Hearing the truth broke me. But nothing could prepare me for what came next, the fallout. If this story shocks you as much as it did me, drop a comment. Would you forgive your parents if they hid a sibling from you? I'll be reading every reply. After the truth came out, nothing at home felt the same. I looked at my parents differently, every word and gesture carrying the weight of what they'd hidden. I wanted to forgive them, but every time I replayed the years I spent not knowing my twin, the anger came flooding back. Relatives tried to explain it away, saying my parents did what they thought was best. But best for who? Not for me, and definitely not for the sibling who grew up thinking they were an only child too. The tension grew, so I pulled back. Instead, I poured my energy into building a bond with my twin. Our first phone call stretched for hours, the kind where you lose track of time because every story feels like catching up on a lifetime missed. We compared childhoods, the similarities were eerie, the differences painful. When we finally met in person, it was overwhelming. Standing face to face with someone who looked so much like me, moved like me, it felt like meeting myself and a stranger at the same time. For the first time, I wasn't angry. I was grateful. Grateful that, against all odds, we had found each other. Life hasn't gone back to normal since I found my twin, but maybe that's the point. The discovery forced me to see my family, and myself, differently. Trust was broken, but in its place, something new was built: honesty. My parents admitted their choices, and while the pain lingers, at least the silence is gone. My twin and I talk almost every day now. We're still learning each other, our quirks, our tempers, even the way we laugh. Sometimes it hurts to think about the birthdays we spent apart, or the memories we never shared. But we both agreed on one thing: we refuse to let the past define what we can have now. Meeting them changed me. It showed me how fragile family stories can be, how one decision can ripple for decades. But it also gave me something I didn't know I was missing, a part of myself I finally found. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this: secrets might protect people for a while, but the truth always waits. And when it finally arrives, it changes everything. This DNA test didn't just reveal my ancestry. It revealed my twin, and it revealed me. If you've stayed with me through this story, thank you. I share real stories that reveal how one truth can change everything. So, hit subscribe, turn on the bell, and join me, because the next story might just be the one that changes how you see your own family.